welcome back for another review on the Green Inferno, 2013 movie directed by Roth. Before entering my review, I'd like to insist on a foreword here, basically 2 points. Number one, I am currently reading a lot of criticism towards Roth, on social networks and in the horror community. Most of the people are nostalgic gorehounds of the Italian movies from the 70s and the 80s, particular genre of cannibal exploitation. Well, to these people, do you really think a 2013 movie would be looking like an early 70s movie, or like Milestone, Cannibal Holocaust from 1980? Well, it just can't be. The context is different. And the criticism of people is all against Roth is a liar. Roth promised a lot of gore, but in fact there is not that much gore in the Green Inferno. And it seems really childish behavior, because even teenagers could do this. We only want to see gore. It's not all about the gore. And I am a gorehound too. And I'll explain my purpose later when I get to the review. So to these people, this reason for hating Roth is pointless. It's not justified. Number two, in my foreword, there are, in my opinion, 2 possibilities to read to see a movie. First, you can pay attention to the director's intentions. You can become interested in what did he want to show, what did he want to make us think about. Okay, the expectations of a crew during the shooting of a movie. And you can also approach a movie differently by only focusing on your feelings during the movie, after the movie, your impressions. I think both are great. Some people tend to privilege the around the movie aspect. They prefer to understand the hidden purposes or the messages. Well, in the Green Inferno, as you're going to see in a moment, to me there are secondary messages that are quite interesting and which take the movie beyond the simple aspect of a cannibal movie. Okay? Well, let's go to the details, let's go to the review. Well, I've written my thoughts because it's easier for me to get straight to the point without looking for the right term. And it's also better for not having a 30-minute review. So let's get to the points. What I can tell about the Green Inferno is that Roth asserted his will to mix black humor and gory scenes. A little bit like in Hostel, but it's better in my opinion. The film definitely regains nobility to the gore genre. It's a great tribute to cannibal movies, exploitation subgenre, and to the film Cannibal Holocaust, which is, I think, the best cannibal movie ever done. The movie is successful because it's not merely a tribute to movies of cannibal tribes. It doesn't show cliches, and yet it stays extremely violent and graphic. Cynicism and humor serve largely to balance graphic horror and the silly protagonists. So basically a group of American activists try to raise awareness and take part in direct action. Well, all this to save a tribe from deforestation and a coming death, extinction. So they go to Peru to implement their opposition. The film focuses on the character of Justine, which is like the viewer's eye. She is our reference. Innocent, she discovers the world of activism, and at first intrigued, she follows her curiosity to get involved in direct action too. So she is the neophyte. She emerges as a source of anxiety for us viewers. We follow her, and we will identify to her, and the film gradually becomes more and more threatening through her experience in the movie. So Roth uses the well-known codes from the genre, which are indigenous tribe and their mysterious cultural ways, the raw exotic environment, that is the Green Inferno, the Green Hell, the survival sacrifice, the survival pattern, turns out to be a survival, the splatter, the bloody horror from anthropophagus movies, and most important to me, the virginal sacrifice, which is a theme that is quite forgotten in the reviews, I think. I'm explaining in a moment. And yet, unlike early 70s or 80s movies, there is no religious rites, no raping scenes, no sexual assaults. Also due to the context of today's cinema, I guess. There is also no genuine cruelty to animals, unlike the 80s movie. No real animal death, which is all good to me. Well, I thought the special effects were great, except maybe the gouging scene, which was shot in a frenetic way. I didn't mind following dismemberment. The gore display is pretty enjoyable, and I like gory movies. Words are interesting. To gore means basically to pierce with a horn or a tusk, which happens later in the movie, pretty soon. The makeup is quite impressive, I like it. Those raw colors, blood, red, the white paint, black paint, yellow, all this is really striking colors. They are striking colors. And especially in the character of the one-eyed matriarch, mother of the tribe. I like to call her like this, the mother of the tribe, with her one-eyed look. I really like her makeup. The actress really fulfills her role as the worrisome head of the tribe. Worrisome head, and no pun intended that she will behead someone. I like the fully underlying tone of the movie, from the stupid jokes to the comical, ironical situations. Cannibals getting high because of weed, the distressed girl having digestive trouble. It's wacky, but it's not bad. It's funny. As long as not too much, it's funny. I also like the fact that the characters get to be developed by Roth. Some people claimed the characters were boring, tedious, nonsensical, but there is an attempt of development. You got the nice big guy, the black guy, who dies first. Again, don't wonder why. And the not fashionable, not particularly handsome guy who stays longer along with the main character, Justin. The bearded guy, a little bold. I wasn't expecting this guy to survive that far. The portrayal of the activists goes to show a great deal of disillusion. At first they were enthused they were enthusiastic to save powerless tribes, and then they realized the most infamous are those who are imprisoned with them. As if the environment of the cannibals is taking out the primal violence from them to kill each other. I'm now getting to another theme, a theme which maybe you will say, I think it's crazy what you're saying here, Kurt. No, you analyze too much. But look, Watch this, okay? Another theme that is definitely the rite of passage in the Green Inferno. It's evoked, it's clear to me. Typical of primitive tribes, here it applies to the main character of Justin, who goes through a bloody journey, like experiencing the first PMS pains, actually, which will clearly appears in the tense scene where the three girls are being, examined by the cannibal mother. It's actually a matriarchal society. Women do more than men. If you watch the movie again, look at this. In the tribe, the women get the power. There's only the black painted guy who is shown, but the women are threatening. The women do. So it looks like a lot like physical. It looks like a formative experience to Justine for a girl becoming a woman by commitment into ideological stuff, activism, and then by physical action. She get the ideas and she want to act. The bleak depiction of mutilation, too, in a virginal sacrifice is taken to a higher level because it reflects a realistic phenomenon. It really exists in Africa, as it's mentioned in the beginning of the movie, when they are at a lecture. The phenomenon of excision, which is terrible. And this serves to give the movie a smarter dimension, an actual dimension. It goes further than just gruesome practices in South America. The main character will go through what she initially wanted to fight for, slaughter of vaginas, if I may say so. Sorry for the term. So she undergoes this, and she wanted to make her father aware of it, and cleverly she will make it, her body as all white as the Virgin. She will be painting all white, pureness, purity. She will eventually be the epitome of goodness, because she is the real savior of the tribe, defending them to the point of hiding the truth. So to conclude, Justine is a name meaning justice. She brings about justice for the tribe. She sacrifices herself and her partners, crazy, silly partners. So I'll leave the parallel up to you. And the last thing on femininity is there are a bit of jealousy to be seen in the movie. For example, when Justine is a typical college girl who feels attracted by a committed guy at college. He fights for a cause, is attractive, and there is the guy's girlfriend too. And she warned Justine, pay attention, you never know what can happen in the jungle. So it's all about the journey of becoming a woman, the Green Inferno. Now let me get to other themes that I like in the movie. The theme of helpless technology is well rooted in the movie. Technology, civilization, the dependence on drugs, pills, GPS and phones. 3 types of weapons are displayed in the movie. The cannibals' primitive ones, handmade weapons, the guns, and the phones. So it's all about using the phone, filming, shooting, guns, shooting, a movie, and the power of image, okay, in today's society of getting involved through social networks, Twitter, and so on, which is the purpose of Roth. So Roth uses many symbols of modernity that are absolutely relevant to me. The vaccine against mosquitoes, always those American people trying to protect themselves, protect from mosquitoes. You got the symbol of the sterilized kind of liquid soap. After peeing, you put this on your hand. So all these are signs of a supposedly clean society, the Western civilization. And another one is, pay attention if you watch it again, the black character, the big guy, has a no gun sign stuck on his laptop. And it's ironical again, as they would not be against weapon once they get well caught by the tribe. Well, Roth also uses a striking symbol that seems forgotten too quickly, the flute. The flute as a symbol of art, of primitive expression. Interestingly, this is what will get two different social groups together, the Westerners and the so-called primitives. The flute is what saves Justin because it appeals to a young savage who will set her free. So art and music are suggested as a different kind of language, a universal language that unites people. And besides, flutes are quite primitive instruments, if you think about it. And it's compelling that Justin had chosen this one. Maybe she has that innocent, natural, untouched, primitive sides from the beginning of the movie. Now, going back to the camera work. The film opens, it starts in the Amazon and it finishes in the USA. First shot, last shot, so it's relevant. Evolution from the jungle to the city. And what is great, the best scenes of the greater camera work are the one when the tribe captures the protagonists. The idea of informed masses, shapeless crowd, is to be seen as in both groups. The demonstration in the beginning with screaming people, but also the tribe with yelling people after. And Roth is a clever guy, regardless of what people say. In an interview, he explains clearly something that is proven, the fact that one of man's oldest fear is to be eaten. When you're out, you got predators and you can be eaten. And it's funny that hunger strikes are suggested in the movie, because it's not eating as opposed to being eaten. And this is also why zombie movies are successful, because it relies on one fear of human, is the fear of being eaten, like sharks. So this is the words of Eli Roth. And this fear is deeply rooted in the survival instinct. So the shots show a vast crowd of tribal people, hands touching the screaming girls' faces. You just see the hands like in zombie movies, outside the frame, hands coming like this. So the shots show a vast crowd of tribal people, hands touching the screaming girls' faces, anonymous arms around them, a shapeless mass, like in zombie flicks. What I wanted to say is the reversal of things. The Americans are the gross people. Cannibals do gross things, horrid things. But the Americans are filthy as well. You got the shitting scene where cannibals are bothered by the smell of shit. You got the vegetarian or vegetarian girl who refuses to eat pork, but in the next shot you see that she actually enjoys it. She loves meat. You also got a guy who thinks about jerking off while horror takes place right in front of him. So who's the most fucked up? It's interesting. And I'm pretty sure there are more examples. I'm almost done. I wanted to add about the references. In the beginning of the movie, there is Justin grabbing a flute color, and it is hidden in a Moby Dick, in the novel of Moby Dick, in the book. And here again, it's relevant. Moby Dick is all about it's a novel where most of the ship crew die because of a stubborn, crazy captain. It's what will happen with the Alejandro character, because he's the mad and cold bastard who get people to their death, and he's cold even when he sees others getting killed before his eyes. And to finish, the flaws of the movie, what I didn't like in the movie: 3 stuff. 1, the scene of the CGI ants. This guy dying like this. The ants doesn't bring much. It's not gory. For this one, I agree with the nostalgic gore hounds. It would be better with gore with the ants. Use it. And even after you see as an eye, it's not best death, actually. Second flaw, it's really too bad that we don't see the responsible guy, Alejandro, getting tortured in gory scenes. Because he is responsible, he's the most despicable one, he's the responsible for the carnage. So it's too bad we don't see his death. And 3, it's too bad that the music is not that good as maybe Cannibal Holocaust theme. The music could have been better. The music is not grim enough. The music is not loud. I would expect a cannibal theme. Music for the cannibal, music for the so-called civilized people. And, it's kind of beat, drums, but it sounds like common music that you see every day in series. So this is my reproach to the Green Inferno, but basically it's a great movie. I know it's a long review despite the fact that I've written my thoughts, but thank you for watching. Please share with me your opinion of the movie, and I'll catch you later.